Hello and namaste. Welcome to this session. We saw how to add loop cuts in the last session, and in this session we are going to build upon what we had created last time. Using loop cuts, we saw that we had more number of regions available with us. We had different faces, we had additional edges, we had additional vertices with us now. What we are going to do now is use a method of extrude to further develop the model to the desired effect. So, we will also see a small demo at the end of the session where we will create the podium. If you remember, in our initial lecture we had spoken about the podium where the athletes get their awards. So, we will try to create that podium because we have variable heights there. Let us see how we can do that, and the simple tool for that is extrude. So, the session is about extrude, and by the way, this is one of the most useful methods in modeling and very popular method of modeling. So, any model you see will definitely have extrude applied at least once in the whole model. It is a very fast method also. You just have a rectangle, and using extrude you can create a parallelepiped out of it. You have a circle and you can create a cylinder out of it. So, it is very fast in its application. Let us see how to do it. Okay, so my colleague Nitin is going to start off in Blender now, and the model he is using is available for you all in the next tab of this video, where you can download this particular file. This file has a cuboid with two loop cuts, one on the horizontal side and one on the vertical side. So, it is a, when you see from the 3D perspective view or 3D orthographic view rather, you can see that the top is cut into 4 parts and the side is cut into 2 parts. This is the starting point. So, now I will ask Nitin to take us through the steps of applying extrude. We are in the orthographic view right now, and people who will recall the toggle key for perspective and orthographic is 5. So, by pressing 5 you can see that this is perspective view, which is slightly has a diminishing factor there, but because we want to be correct in our modeling, let us use orthographic view. So, I will press 5 again and we are back to orthographic view. Now, we want to first of all select the faces which we want to extrude. So, for selecting faces out of the entire geometry right now, the shortcut is Control Tab. The moment I press Control and Tab, you get a drop down. Out of the options of vertex, edges and faces, let us select faces. After we have given the command to Blender that now we are going to select faces, you can see black dots appearing on each of the face. Using right click, you can obviously select one face at a time, but because we want to try out selecting all the faces, let us press shift and then keep clicking on the faces we want to select. Nitin is selecting all the 4 faces on the top right now. So, you see that they are now all become light orange in color, which means that they are selected. At this point, if we want to extend the geometry now and increase the height, that is where we are going to extrude it. But in normal course, if I just lift this, for example, I use the blue arrow and pick it upwards, you can see that it is just scaling it in Z axis. But we want additional geometry to help us, probably we want to modify it later on. That is the time where extrude will help us in creating that additional geometry. The shortcut for extruding is E. So, the moment I press E, Blender has created another set of faces and is ready to take it to the other level. After I press E, remember that you have to move your mouse cursor away so that you can see the effect happening. Like now you see the extrude is being shown, and the reason what you should actually look at is that there is additional light at the original position of the faces, which means that this is a new geometry which is being extruded out of the original geometry. One more important point is that whenever you press E for extrude and then move the mouse, the extrude will happen in the perpendicular direction of the faces which are selected, which means that because we have selected the faces on the top, it will go only in the perpendicular direction to it. So with this, when we are done with this particular step, we can just left click, which will accept the extrude level, and that would be creating the geometry part for us. Suppose we want to create one more level and extrude it further. At this point, we have to press E again, which means that Blender has created another set of faces for extruding. After we come to this level, suppose we decide that we do not want to extrude now. One option is trying escape, which will immediately go back to its original position. But remember that the faces which were created for extrude have not been cancelled yet. It is just this extruding what you had tried has got cancelled, but the faces still remain there, and if you pick them up again for extruding, it will still be there. To completely cancel the operation, you have to press Ctrl Z. That will tell you that this operation of extruding these faces is cancelled. And now if you try to lift these four faces, they are only going to do the scaling now, they are not going to extrude. You cannot see additional loop cut there now, which was already present when we tried to extrude it. So this is the difference. Please remember this, that escape will only cancel that particular operation, and whenever you pick them up again, it will be ready for extruding. But Ctrl Z will cancel the operation permanently, and you will get back to the original situation. Imagine creating a model like this, maybe kind of a chimney probably, which is hollow, and a square wall from outside which is holding it. If you want to create a model like this, suppose, what we require are walls from four sides but not from the top. This is possible when we use the extrude edges only option. Now how to do that, let us have a look. We go by the default position of the cube, this is that position, right. Now press tab, we will go to the edit mode. Remember, we have to extrude only the edges this time, we are not going to touch the faces. It has to start from the face where we want to apply that particular extrude. So select a face wherever you want to apply that. I select this thing, and now press Ctrl tab, and within that select edge. Now we are in edge selection mode, but within this we want to select only edges now. So press Alt E, which will tell us that we have to select between all these four options. Out of that, select edges only option. If you click on edges only and then move the mouse, you can see that now only the edges are getting extruded. Also remember one more important thing. If you move the mouse in left and right direction, you can see that this particular tube, square tube, is moving in either directions right now. This did not happen to the faces, because for faces it will only move in the perpendicular direction, but for edges as well as for vertex it will not happen this way, it can go in any direction for that matter. If you want to lock it, then press the name of the axis where you want it to go. For example, if I press Z, it will only go in Z direction and not in any other direction. That way, after you are satisfied with the height you wanted to achieve, you can press left click. If you are not happy, you can press right click. But again, like I said, the edges which were selected for extruding will remain the same unless and until you cancel it by pressing Ctrl Z. That is how you can do it for the edges. Let us see now if you want to create a model which looks something like this. Yeah, suppose you want 4 towers to be put up on this particular building. These are the 4 lines which will represent that. These are the vertices basically at the top. Now how to just take those 4 vertices up? Yeah, these are the 4 vertices. Now how to get these 4 vertices up there? Let us go back to the original cuboid, press tab, we are in the edit mode. press the face where you want to erect those 4 poles. Okay, so Nitin selects this face. Now Control tab and select vertex this time, because we want to edit vertex. So now we are in vertex editing mode. Again press Alt E to specify that we want to select only the vertices and not the edges. The last option is vertices only. After you select that, you can see that these 4 vertices are extruded. Remember, there are 4 vertices on the surface present already. These are the extruded vertices. So these will be carried in the direction of the mouse wherever you take it. Like I said, for edges and vertices, the axis will not be defined unless and until you press the name. For example, I press Z, it will go only in this direction. You can see the blue line appearing. If I press Y, it will go in horizontal direction, and now you can see that they are going horizontally. Or if you press X, then it will go in X direction, right. So this is how you can actually press, maybe Nitin has pressed Z again and he has left clicked on that to confirm that this is the height I want these 4 vertices to be. So we can edit vertices, edges as well as the faces to extrude and get to the desired shape.